Fine.
Okay, this is cool. This is great. By the way, have any of you heard of preview models?
No, I
Pre
never heard of that.
heard of Model Mayhem and All Cast and Backstage, but I don't
Yeah.
like do it.
Okay, yeah, I saw somebody post on preview models recently. I asked a question in the group yesterday, but it didn't really get a lot of feedback. So I was just kind of trying to get a gauge, because Google will give you all types of reviews and stuff. But I was just curious because they reached out to me and I did like a virtual audition or something. They chose me, but they want like a lot of money up front kind of thing. And I'm just like, I'm not into making any more investments unless I know. Um,
Because I think
it,
Coach really said like they shouldn't be like charging, you know what I mean? Like it's like a scam if they're not like if they don't come like Ford's is a real one. Like I went through that with
What are they charging for? I'm sorry.
sorry, go
so
ahead.
it's like I wish I could share my screen, but it's like they have premium packages. Like basically they're talking about like, the access that they give. um it's crazy because they're like reputable. They worked with like America's Top Model and different things, right? But sometimes people say things to make themselves sound grand, but they have like premium packages and VIP practices, which is like, I guess, includes like you're traveling or just different like mentorship stuff and just certain insight and access that they
Oh,
have into the model industry, like you're paying for that.
mm.
um and moving forward. So there's a whole bullet point of stuff that they put on it, which sounds great, which I believe they do have that access through the videos that I've watched. And when I went on the audition, like clearly there was like over 300 people on that Zoom call. So I guess it's a thing that a lot of people go through. And yesterday they was okay, like we selected you, we only select a few, like people from it. And I'm like, okay, that sounds good. And I'm like, but not every opportunity, just because, God, not everything is a God opportunity, right? So I just want to be very selective and like,
Well, we'll
um,
definitely pray
present.
about that. What do you think, Ian? Are you familiar with like things like that? Like, because I remember I went to this one called Nine, but I think I found it on Facebook. They drew you in with they were like, oh, Tyler Perry is looking for actors and things like that. And then when you go into the thing, they didn't mention anything about Tyler Perry. And then they want you to pay like $500. And then same thing, like, oh, you know,
Yeah, that was my friend did that Tyler Perry thing too before. And I was in New York with her and we went together and I went to support her, and then she later found out it was a scam. And I'm
mm,
not interested in paying from anything that's a scam. Honestly,
yeah.
regarding that, I'm a little apprehensive. Like there are some other things that I was like looking into doing that I'm realizing there's some places that'll do like a portfolio for me and stuff in Houston. So I'd rather start off small until like I'm sure. Um, because
So
we're
Well,
still
work
getting sponsorship
done.
with.
Go ahead, Ian. Sorry.
I was gonna say, okay, it's very iffy with the whole thing when people are asking for like $3,000 and they want you to send in like photos and do all this stuff because these companies they're offering marketing and advertising. Basically, they're doing all the work that like a solo entrepreneur would do by
Yeah.
themselves because once you make your, once you're doing any artistry and you want to be an entrepreneur and have it as a business, you got to do all of this stuff like posting and advertising and putting yourself out there. And these companies are offering to do it for you. But
Yeah.
it is very iffy. And I can't say yes or no, like something's good because it's a lot of money. And like, it's like you don't know what's really legit
Right.
out there. And I've been through it with writing companies. Like I wrote a poetry book, published it on Amazon, and to this day I get book companies hitting me up because apparently my name is common, which is not.
Oh.
And like they'll ask me, oh, did you write this book? And
Oh, I know what you're talking about. I get those
right.
emails too. I get
Right.
those.
So I don't know what's real and what's not. So I can't say like something is legit. And if you want to go to an agency and all of that, like you just got to look up the agencies. You got to look up the ones that you know of, like these famous ones that cater to mostly white people or something like that. Like
Yeah, that's what
go
I'm
with
noticing.
them.
Mm-hmm.
And you
Yeah,
can go
but
because and we're that's why we're with Model with the Purpose. And what
right. So
Yeah.
like that's all I could tell you to do. I've never heard of this preview model. I never heard of preview model or anything. Model Mayhem, I'm on and everything, and that's just a networking,
Mhm.
like that's just a networking thing. I've met people off of there. I've worked with some people, and like I start looking through people's portfolios and stuff, and then I can always tell in my intuition when somebody is not like there's people out there who just like their photos taken. That's
Yeah.
it. They just do it for fun. But if you're trying to be a model and um make it up there, like I don't know, in today's world, they don't want to cater and have everybody be like a quote unquote supermodel, because back in the day there was only one or two black supermodels, and then the rest were white and things like that. And now everybody is like a triple threat, everybody's got 5 different talents and things like that.
Yeah.
And it like I can't say yes or no. So you have to play it by ear. You have to play it by your faith.
Yeah.
You have to play it by your intuition and
Right.
stuff, because some things sound good and then it shatters like glass.
Right.
So
I thought it was
um
agency at first too, and I'm realizing it's not, but they have a lot of connections to agencies. So I'm like, I'm already in CMA, so I don't need another like mentorship program. Like I thought this was actually like, so I'm like, I don't know. Like they're
yeah.
asking literally 3,000 like plus to get started. And I'm like, I don't even have that.
Yeah.
Like that should be a charge to a credit card, number one. And then number two, is it worth it? I'm just like, nah, I think what I'm in already can get me where I'm going, and I can always revisit it if it is something that I need. So that's just
Yeah.
what I right now. But I was like, let me ask. So I didn't know anyone that knew of them.